Let's begin the conversation. The uncertainty in Nigeria's oil sector appears far from over as commuters hope for relief from the rising cost of fuel amplified by tensions in the Middle East. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery has resumed the sale of premium motor spirits (PMS), popularly known as petrol, in Naira, bringing an end to its brief dollar-denominated pricing policy. The return to Naira transactions was communicated to marketers through a notice issued by the refinery's commercial department. Okay, Biko, Dangote's decision to resume selling in Naira, what does that mean for Nigeria?
No, it's a good decision. It makes no sense to be transacting business in foreign currency within our country. It makes absolutely no sense. I've spoken before about an experience I had in South Africa, where I saw a gospel CD in the airport, not in the free trade zone, the Durban airport, and I wanted to buy, but I had spent all my South African currency on me. If it was maybe dollars or any other currency popular in our country, I would have left some with me. But I was wondering, I may not go back to South Africa in years, so what am I doing with their currency? So I quickly used their currency that I had on me. So I got there and I saw something that I wanted badly. I was pleading with this guy. There was nothing I didn't say. He refused to sell in dollars. Because he knew that he could be in hot water for selling in dollars to me.
So accept
if
dollars.
It is inside the
free trade
zone in the airport, it's a different thing.
It's a different thing.
It's a different thing, you know? So the guy refused to sell. And that's the way it should be. If you go to the UK and you want to buy anything, you buy it in their currency. You don't see price tags in dollars. And to make your own currency strong, you have to encourage people to transact business in your country, whether they are foreigners or they are residents in your country. That's the way it should be.
Why are we seeing such in Nigeria?
We see it here. Some schools even have the temerity to quote dollars for school fees and all that. It is because our system is weak. We have to, you can look at what goes on. Many things in Nigeria happen and you just wonder why is everything inverted once it comes to Nigeria. People selling foreign currency on the streets, like you are selling cola nut. Whereas you go to a country like South Africa, you can't buy it just anywhere. You buy it in a proper Bureau de Change office, and they will take your passport. You have a record of you by taking your passport before selling to you. They are not going to sell to you before taking your passport. But look at how easy it is in our country. So there are things that we need to change. Dangote complained about the fact that NNPC had not met its obligation in terms of crude supply in Naira and all that, in terms of the number of cargoes that they receive, which in his view makes this receiving, getting people to pay in Naira difficult. If, for example, you are supposed to receive 13 cargoes and you receive 4, it disrupts your plans. So the man then felt, okay, let me go back to this. I know that they've engaged him. After that, even the NNPC issued a statement. I don't want to get into their politics and all that. I don't want to get into that. All I know is that it is not right for us to get people to be paying for goods and services in dollars in our country. Yes, when it comes to crude oil, Naira is the globally accepted,
as in dollars,
dollars is the globally accepted medium of exchange. But it makes no sense for us to expect that our main refinery, where people will be buying products that they will sell to the ordinary people, that they now have to use dollars, it will trigger a mad rush for the dollar. Dangote, by the fact that it has that refinery, has done a lot in terms of helping us to strengthen the currency and even stabilize it. There are many who predicted that we'll get to 2000.
Yes.
All those light-skinned doomsday producers, they know who they are. I won't mention their name, but they are light-skinned. Now, today, the Naira is stable. It could have been worse if we had to import everything that we needed. Because there was a time when we were importing every petrol that we needed was imported at some point. But at least it has helped us to solve that problem and reduced the hunger for the dollar. And that translates to a stronger currency for us. But all that could be thrown out of the window if the same company, the same refinery that has helped us to show up the value of our currency by reducing the demand for currency because of domestic refining, now goes on to say, okay, everybody wants to buy from me, you must come and pay in dollars. I didn't like that idea, and I'm happy that reason has prevailed. They've spoken, they've engaged him, and I think that NNPC too needs to meet its obligation, because if we have improved in terms of output, it should also reflect in terms of meeting our obligations, not just to Dangote, but to other people. So I think that the right thing is what Dangote has done now. People are saying, yes, now he has increased the price of this, but we can see even today now it's about $100. It's about $100
global crude
per barrel. Yes, it's gone up again. Because of the two countries who are just punishing the rest of us. They are senseless war that they are fighting.
Now, looking at this, does this reinforce confidence in the Naira? Dangote moving from dollars back to Naira, does this reinforce confidence in the Naira?
Well, it does, because if you look at it, the Naira would, more people would, first when it started, a lot of people were complaining, how are we going to get, this dollar, even though we know we have our foreign exchange reserve even going up. There would have been pressure on the dollar, you understand? And right now, I was trying to look at how much a dollar is to Naira. I think it's about 1,380 or thereabout. And just imagine if Dangote insisted that marketers bring dollar to come and buy products. It means CBN will have to go back to the reserve and start. And then there will be pressure on the Naira. But with this, people would, it will ease off. And then they will begin to look at how they will get Naira for them. So even that, Naira will become stronger right now, at some point. Because right now it's about 1,380. But just like BKO was saying, I think is after this old episode, I think it's something that we all have to sit down to begin to discuss. The issue about we or people threatening us on, we must insist on buying things using foreign currency in our country. It is against the CBN Act of 2007. You understand?
Exactly.
And I feel Mr. Dangote should have realized that, before. I know he has a business, it's his private business, but the law is that you must not, transact business in Nigeria using dollar. And if at all, because even the marketers themselves, I know they go outside to import. you are importing, that is foreign.
Yes.
But you are inside Nigeria. And I think that is why the government actually said, you know what, let's even be selling this thing for you using Naira, which is Naira, you know, within us.
Naira for crude.
For crude. So if the government was saying, okay, bring dollar, let us be selling for you, it would have been a different, but they said, oh no, we are in Nigeria, bring Naira, come and buy. Okay. You know, so he should also have thought about that for him to start insisting. But with this now, you will see that there won't be that rush for people to rush to the bank to go and get dollar for them to buy product from him.
Okay, now this Naira for crude arrangement, do you think it's time for maybe the government to make it a permanent legal framework instead of maybe an administrative policy?
I think the solution is for us to encourage domestic refining.
It's completely.
Encourage domestic refining. I don't want to see a situation where where pricing goes haywire, where one or two individuals just determine pricing. There has to be a competitive atmosphere out there. That has to be the minimum. That has to be, and that's why some of us think that previous governments have done a big disservice to this country by not getting those refineries to work. And corrupt people sat in NNPC, stole NNPC blind, were collecting extortionate salaries with nothing to show for it. So if the refineries are working, I do not see, because all my years in the north, even when we had that Kaduna refinery always working, I wasn't aware that people were loading their tankers of PMS and were being asked to pay in dollars. Even the hunger for dollars back then when we were growing up was not like this. You will not even see it in people's hands. But our own currency was strong. What is the point in going around with somebody else's currency?
All right, Miki, we have someone joining in us right now. Okay, Dan Fulani, Ilorin. Dan Fulani from Ilorin, thank you so much for joining us. Fulani, are you still with us?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, I want to really contribute to the program that is going on right away. Yes, I'm with you. You see, the problem of hiking price of petroleum by Dangote.
Okay.
When you look at the thing critically, you will find out that the issue comes from the federal government. Because federal Dangote outlined how much taxes have been collected by the federal government. Almost about 100% tax. So if local production are paying almost 100% tax, how do you now feel that we can have a cheaper price? And Dangote went further and said that exporting petroleum products to outside Nigeria is cheaper than selling it locally. Because federal government cannot apply that tax to the export products. I think you get the problem.
All right, thank you very much.
That is one.
Thank you.
Secondly, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All right, Miki, you still want to land on your thoughts?
I am for the encouragement of local refining. Let there be competition. And I don't want to see a situation again when people are told to pay in dollars. You know, a lot of them could not afford it. They stayed away.
Exactly.
And Dangote also didn't sell, you know, for some days, you know, as a result of that, until the matter has been resolved. Now, what I want to see is let the NNPC do his own side, deal with his own side of the bargain. Let Dangote do his own side of the bargain. You know, let him not sell products
in dollars
for local consumers in dollars. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. It will create problems, and that's why there is some measure of relief, because the spike in the exchange rate was just a matter of time. If this was continued, you know, people have to buy. They have to go and look for dollars within our country to buy something. Come on, a lot of those filling stations that they can't afford that. They can't afford that. It will have also meant higher fuel prices.
Okay.
Yes, higher fuel prices.
Because once it affects Nigeria's, the exchange rates,
yes,
the
higher
price will
fuel
go
prices.
up.
You know, and the cost will be passed to our people. So I don't want to see that. I'm happy that he has reversed his decision, and I hope that it stays like that. That is my wish.
All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next